वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
sadhu.
Om Shanti. The greatness of purity. Purity, supremely worthy of worship. The power of purity makes you supremely worthy of worship. You transform this impure world with the power of purity. The power of purity cools down souls who are burning in the fire of vices. It frees souls from the bondage of vices of many birds. With this purity, this world is supported a little from the Copper Age onwards. Know the importance of this and adopt the crown of the light of purity. Dadi Prakash Maniji's specialty point. So today's point is constant love for the yagya and protector of the yagya. Dadi could never listen to any defamation of Baba, the yagya, or of the family. Dadi used to consider it to be a great sin. Dadi always remained as a protector of the yagya. She always had this in her intellect that the yagya belongs to the father of the yagya. We all have to take care of it together. We never have to cause any defamation of the yagya or its father by breaking any godly rules or principles. If anyone disobeyed the fundamental principles of the Brahmin clan, then she would take decisions being a Shakti form. Sakar Baba did everything whilst keeping himself hidden. But Dadi did not let Baba be hidden. She had great love for the yagya and for Baba. For this love, she made the whole world sacrifice themselves. Dadi took care of this great yagya from her heart. She made so many souls worthy of doing the yagya service. Shiv Baba's Bhandara should always remain full. This was her aim. Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 28. The greatness of purity. Purity, supremely worthy of worship. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, everyone is okay. It's not only the greatness of purity, but importance of purity. The value and the worth which increases with purity. When Baba was speaking today, you all heard Murli this morning that the stage was decorated in the form of garden. So Baba appreciated that, but then he looked at all of us and said, but this is the living garden with very, very fragrant spiritual roses. And he praised a lot about nature is beautiful, but in golden age, nature will be Sato Pradhan, very, very beautiful. But then also, all the human beings are in the form of deities, and they will also have that spiritual beauty because they will also be Sato Pradhan. Their bodies will be from Sato Pradhan nature. Soul will be Sato Pradhan. And from there, so our purity also makes up, Baba said, supremely worship worthy. Because self respect from purity and then looking at others also to have that pure vision for others is the greatest gift at confluence age. Majority of the people, their sorrows and worry, all that is connected with not having that self-respect that comes from purity. So there are thoughts of weaknesses, there are thoughts of concerns, there are lot of wasteful thoughts. As Baba talked about two things. One is that fluctuation, another is stable. So purity creates stability of mind, stability of intellect. At all the levels of life, there is stability. And actually, at confluence age, it's not only stability, but it's ascending. Every day, internally, we feel full because of purity. And when Baba talks about worship worthy or worthy of worshipping, it's in the copper age that our idols are worshipped, right? But at confluence age, internally, like you feel so much respect for yourself. Generally, people have a lot of doubts in the self and they don't really respect or believe themselves. It's always lack of self-trust. But with purity, there is so much, we have so much love for the self, self-trust. Not only the soul, but everything. uh, Respect for the body. And that is why even the way we wear clothes and in body consciousness, mm, it's more like display of the body. But we know what is respect to the body because there is no body consciousness. And also the subtle violence, of the vices. We are free from that. We are completely non-violent by our thoughts, words, and actions, not only towards the self, but others also. So think how you feel when there is complete purity. You do feel worthy of being worshipped. Very, very stable, very loving, but also very detached. No sorrow, no sign of sorrow or peacelessness. So I really, uh, when I think of that purity, is the power which supports the world. Baba is saying that cooperates the purity of hermits supported the world. Golden age, everyone is pure. Silver age, people are pure. But in copper age, then hermits, their purity. And at confluence age now, Baba's children, we have to support the world. So, it's like seeing the importance of purity, not a simple act, okay, we live pure life. But such details of perfect purity and the power from that purity and the transformation which happens in the world through this power of purity. I think it requires some kind of reflection and you experience yourself how important the purity is. So this will help you. You are very careful to have uh, peaceful mind, peaceful words, loveful, very, very loveful. All that is power of purity. So all of us, even if we are completing this month, thinking about the power of purity, we will continue to pay attention that whatever little degrees are less in perfect purity, we should keep increasing that so that the power increases, we become Satopradhan and also we transform the world. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Mohini. We're coming to the end of the subject of purity, of course, according to August. But Baba talked about some of the deeper aspects of celibacy today, and he said he was going to take it up further, I suppose, in the Murlis that will come. So I think that you may have to also be taking up a few more sessions when Baba takes that up. So you could take us into the deeper understanding of what he will be explaining to us. But today I want to engage you in this subject of purity of the heart. And I'm still churning on Dadi Kumarka's specialty of having that sympathy in her heart for human beings. And I feel you also have that because one of your outstanding shaktis is your ability to heal. And we all have seen how you heal over the years, different people. And it must be coming from your heart. So I want to engage you in this whole aspect of purity of heart. Now, we've been told that the world is going through an epidemic of sadness. And this sadness is coming from wounds that people are carrying in their hearts. And today in the Murli, Baba was saying that we remember what we have to forget, and we forget what we have to remember. And my question to you is, does the heart in the soul, where we carry our feelings, does it have an ability to do this? Is the heart remembering what it has to forget, and it forgets what it has to remember. And so constantly these wounds show up and we get disheartened. I'm not talking about the world out there, but I'm talking even in the Brahmin world. It seems as though when the heart remembers what it has to forget and forget what it has to remember, then these wounds open up and we get into this state of disheartenment. So I wanted you to talk about that in relation to the purity of the heart. Why is it we keep remembering our wounds when Baba talks so beautifully about pure feelings?
Mhm. Yeah. One thing since long I made myself realize that whatever is good, whether it is good thoughts, whether it is good feelings, or, if I am a good person, I shouldn't be sad, no? I shouldn't, because sorrow really comes from when you have something also deep in you. So determination should be first that don't allow yourself to be hurt. Don't allow yourself to be, caught up into so many things in the life. So one day I just thought that if I a good person and I always have to do good, then I shouldn't be sad. I shouldn't take sorrow. Right? So that is where I think a very good balance of detach and lovely comes. That it's you are lovely, but suddenly you get shocked because you are not detached. So you have to be loving, but internally don't start depending on anyone for your happiness. Sometimes like we have a lot of love, now we start taking support of that person. And if that doesn't happen, that means that person one day is not loving or not cooperating, then we start taking sorrow, right? But that is where you have to just be detached and say, okay, I still have to continue what I am. Because our principles, our duty, our responsibility, all three are very important in our life. So my commitment, this whole life is really for Baba, for Baba's yagya, right? So if I continue to serve, if I have to continue to serve, then it is very, very important for me to progress, in the sense of, as Baba said, what you don't have to remember. Also, there is this nature. Some people immediately feel like, let's say a situation come where you feel you are not given enough respect or discriminated. I don't I don't take that situation in the sense of I stay in self-respect and I say whatever other person has to do will do. So how do we maintain our principles that I have to continue to be better and better, not allow my feelings to be hurt, keep always like very, very pure feelings for yourself and also to experience Baba. Because what happens that lot of souls, they connect their intellect with Baba, but we don't see them, the transformation, realizations, or the power. The reason is there is something they still carrying. So I think that as we are thinking, all Baba's children have purity. And also one is to have bhavna, other is expectation. Pure bhavna for everyone is good, but not expectation. Because when there are expectations, there is always, sometimes you are very pleased, sometimes you will be disappointed. So always just, learn to give, learn to share. And I always remember, as Baba said in Murli, Baba gives you inheritance. It's Baba who has to give me. My record is with Baba. My register is with Baba, right? So keeping some of those thoughts in my mind, I I hold, and it's very difficult for me not to be loving and to be kind, and even whatever other person is, because I always feel this is what I am, and I will feel good if I do good. I mean, these are some of the thoughts coming in my mind, and yeah, healing is important. First, you have to keep yourself. I always, recently we created something medical called Feel Well and Heal Well. Whatever happened up to that point happened. It had to happen. But from there onwards, I can't keep thinking about past, right? If I have to move forward, I should use full stop and then move forward, right? So there are many points of knowledge we all have, but yeah, pure heart is very important, very important. No, Dadi Janki always used to say, Master is pleased with the honest heart.
Mm.
And I always remember that once Baba is pleased with us, everything will be okay. Everything will be okay.
Sister Mohini, when we come to Baba, we all have this lack of self-worth. And Baba tells us, you're lacking in self-worth. And that's lack of self-worth is usually how I feel about myself, basically. And you were saying today, we have to have self-respect. We shouldn't have a lack of self-respect. We have to have self-trust. We shouldn't have a lack of self-trust. But if someone feels that they're not worthy of love, then they will always have that lack of self-respect and a lack of self-trust. They will be doubting themselves. And yet, when we come and we go in front of Baba and we took drishti from Baba, it was as if he removed all of that. And for that moment, we would feel we're so worthy of Baba's love. Baba has given us, he's like Dil Aram, the comforter of hearts, and he's comforting our hearts. And then a few days later, somebody says something to us, and we immediately go back to feeling I'm not worthy of love. I doubt even what I feel from Baba. Now that Baba isn't here, even to give us those moments that we have to reinforce, how do you think we can become instruments to make people's heart feel worthy, in the sense that they are worthy of being loved and they are worthy to love others? I know you do it for others, but what would you tell us to do so that we can do that for people? Because that's what they want. All they come for is to feel they are worthy of God's love and they are worthy of receiving that love, and they can use it to help others. So what's your tip to us that we don't create this lack of self-worth and we maintain that respect and that trust that we are worthy of God's love and of your love too? Because sometimes people think that the seniors don't love them because they're no longer seen by the seniors.
Yeah, see how much we can help, because soul has to be reminded of that Baba loves you. Because really you cannot change anyone. You cannot, but keep reminding them of their first thing is that Baba loves you. And second is also very important they see that at confluence age, Baba has come and our life is very valuable. So I think somewhere you have to keep reminding them. And so they could come up and they sometimes they again go back, then they come up, they go back, but we have to keep reminding and have our bhavna that one day they will come out of this fluctuation and they will be very, very stable. And of course, as Baba said, our pure drishti and pure feelings for them could help them. But definitely they have to take from Baba that love so that they can regain it, reclaim it. That's basically I have my experiences that is Baba. And that is why now, even if I am listening to someone, I just say, Baba, you are listening, right? You have to help. Because if it's karmic account, I can't do anything. It's Baba, no, who has to help them. So more we invoke Baba and say something to them. I think bringing Baba and saying could become blessing also. There are many from a Vyakti Parivar, right? Very beautiful experiences where the changes which are happening in them, what they are reclaiming again, which they had lost. So I think that by listening, by reminding them, creating Baba's presence, and this can help, right?
Sure. Well, I think my 15 minutes are up, but there's so much I wanted to explore with you on this subject. But as you said, the love has to be ignited from Baba. And once they feel that love, it would be easy to for us to even serve, because we have to serve from that connection with Baba. So thank you, Sister Mohini, and I'm with you again tomorrow, but I may explore this further, or I might come with something completely different, but I won't tell you what it is, so I'll surprise you with it. So
very good. But one thing I want to say that it's very easy if let's say whatever happened, someone dead or circumstances or lack of opportunities or whatever, but there was some benefit in all that, like and I say, oh, I did so much service in the beginning, I didn't do enough yoga. Maybe that was necessary in your life at that time. Then some say, I did so much yoga, but not service. I said that. So what I start seeing every portion of Brahmin life as that was perfect for that time. So somewhere deeply you have to trust that whatever happened to you, whether you say it good or not, but was beneficial. That's how so you don't think of the past, you always feel, oh, drama is beneficial, Baba is benevolent. So it was very good, whatever happened. Otherwise, your mind gets stuck to those situations, what people did, why this happened, why with me, and it had to be. There was some benefit, something we learned, some powers we must have gained, even whatever was happening. That's what I have kept with myself.
yeah, and also Baba was saying today that whether you leave him or you went away or you did this or you did that, he never stops loving us.
Yeah.
Can we have faith in that? Can we have faith no matter what I'm doing? Baba never stops loving me. And yeah, that's what you're saying as well.
God is love, no? He will always love you. Okay,
Thank you so much, Sister Mohini.
Thank you.
Purity, supremely worthy of worship. The power of purity makes you supremely worthy of worship. You transform this impure world with the power of purity. The power of purity cools down souls who are burning in the fire of vices. It frees souls from the bondage of vices of many births. With this purity, this world is supported a little from the Copper Age onwards. Know the importance of this and adopt the crown of the light of purity. Understand how great the importance of purity is and become great.
The greatness of purity. Purity, supremely worthy of worship. The power of purity makes you supremely worthy of worship. You transform this impure world with the power of purity. The power of purity cools down souls who are burning in the fire of vices. It frees souls from the bondage of vices of many births. With this purity, this world is supported a little from the Copper Age onwards. Know the importance of this and adopt the crown of the light of purity.
पवित्रता की महानता। पवित्रता परम पूज्य। पवित्रता की शक्ति परम पूज्य बनाती है। पवित्रता की शक्ति से इस पतित दुनिया को परिवर्तन करते हो। पवित्रता की शक्ति विकारों की अग्नि में जलती हुई आत्माओं को शीतल बना देती है। आत्मा को अनेक जन्मों के विकर्मों के बंधन से छुड़ा देती है। पवित्रता के आधार पर द्वापर से यह सृष्टि कुछ न कुछ थमी हुई है। इसके महत्व को जानकर पवित्रता के लाइट का क्राउन धारण कर लो। ओम शांति। ओम शांति व्यक्ति परिवार। So let's fly to Madhuban now. Welcome to a Vyakti journey, Shantivan, where lives become as valuable as diamonds. Welcome. Om Shanti Vyakti Parivar. Wonderful trip. It's little space, but do you see how big museum is, right? So big Om, and under the big Om, there's a big museum. So when you go there, must have a visit, right? Thank you. And now let's remember Baba and take drishti from Didi. And tomorrow is Monday, so we'll keep up with our regular schedule from Amritvela till night. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti and good night, everyone. Om Shanti.